Going globally requires establishing critical mass in other parts of the world where your traditional management structure may not be there for services. So it represents some critical success factors that need to be addressed. Those include establishing a good senior leadership team that has the bench strength in those countries with local knowledge and expertise. Once you have the key management team in place, the next key step in growing a global services business is to establish a maturity path which identifies the key competencies that need to be built in that country to build a successful services and solutions business. A typical maturity path will go deep into what are the sales competencies that need to be developed, sales management capability, fulfillment capability, including project management, estimating, and then also in the management and procurement of talent. Well, some of these are pretty practical, but if they're not put in place, could really undermine your efforts for starting a services business globally. One is establishing a P&L for the services business that's separate from your equipment or core business. That will provide you with the management insight and the transparency on how the business is performing. Is it meeting its objectives from the business case? Is it meeting the business model objectives for that territory and that country? So having a P&L with clear management reporting is pretty fundamental to starting a business. In many companies, that it really isn't established and you really don't have the transparency that's necessary to understand how the business is performing and also when to intervene if it's not performing well. A second key area that's fundamental to starting a services business outside the U.S. is compensation. Is the compensation structure rewarding the management team to expand beyond its core business and make the right investments and drive the right behavior and performance by having the right compensation for the sales force, the sales management structure, and for the general managers of that district. A third area that's pretty fundamental to growing the services business is also effective management reporting. Having the key metrics that you're trying to advocate, having those reports compare to prior month's progress, prior quarter progress, and these metrics can include everything from bookings to pipeline management to fulfillment slippage, key metrics that are fundamental to the core of how you want to run the business. Effective management reporting will be critical to the success of scaling the business outside. Entry-level projects are critical not only for establishing confidence in the sales force that we're now entering a new business model and a new market with a new offering, but entry-level projects are also critical for the organization to learn, to build capability, and to build competencies about selling new projects and delivering them effectively with lower risk. If you do a series of small entry-level projects and mid-sized projects versus taking on very large projects, the organization can actually learn through customer engagements and also build competencies and capabilities that address the market need but don't get you overstretched prior to the capabilities of your organization.